everyone. We are going to discuss chapter 7. So in chapter 7, we have the learning objectives. First is to identify the 5 processes, steps in collecting qualitative data. Please follow in your given learning materials. So next is identify different sampling approaches in selecting participants and sites. Next is describe the types of permission required to gain access to participants and sites. Then recognize the various types of qualitative data you can collect. Identify the procedure for recording qualitative data. And lastly is to recognize the field issues and ethical consideration to anticipate that in administering the data in data collection. So there are 5 process steps in qualitative data collection. So first is to identify the participants and sites. So for qualitative researchers, they identify participants and sites through purposeful sampling. So this purposeful sampling will be discussed later with their examples. Next is, second step is gain access to individuals and sites. So qualitative studies are usually conducted at the research sites, not unlike for quantity that we can have just survey and some just online service like that. But in qualitative, it is more on conducted in the research sites. So next is identify what types of information will answer your research question. So qualitative data relies on general interviews and observations, no other instruments. Since we are dealing with qualitative data, so this is more on description, observation, and just like in quantity, sa quantity kay mag-surveys man ka, mag-input, numbers nila siya. Pero here in quality, we are giving feedback or ganang mga information. It deals with more on words.
It takes a lot of time po.
Module po siya.
With a small number of participants.
Then next is, design protocols or instruments are collecting and recording information. So qualitative researchers record information through self-designed protocols. Then lastly is to administer the data collection. So qualitative requires sensitivity to challenges and ethical issues from gathering face-to-face information, often in homes and workplaces. Next is the different purposeful sampling approaches for selecting participants and sites. So this intent is not to generalize to a population, but to develop an in-depth exploration of a central phenomenon. So in quality, we focus on probabilities, more on numbers, but in quality, we focus on best on understanding the phenomenon. So it is really an observation of unsa jud ang imuhang
Understanding the central phenomenon.
So what is the difference between probability sampling and purposeful sampling? So when we say random quantitative sampling, it selects representative individuals to generalize from sample to population. So to make claim and about the population. Next is to build tests and theories that explains the popularity of population.
Sorry, continue.
So continue. Then next is purposeful qualitative sampling. So this select people or sites who can best help us understand our phenomenon. So to develop detailed understanding that might be useful information, that might help people learn from the phenomenon, and also that might give voice to the silent people. So muna siya ang difference ng random quantitative sampling o sa purposeful qualitative sampling. So let's go to the purposeful sampling. So this is intentionally select individuals and sites to understand the central phenomenon. So choose participants and sites that are rich in information, because in qualitative, you do not just go in a research site or wala din ako magpili ng participants because kailangan mo ganahan ng participants. Instead, you choose the participants and site wherein you can know that it will be beneficial for your research study, and you know that mo na siya ang fit sa imuhang research.
And as well nga, kailangan mo kamupili o kinsa ang imong studyhan kay di pa sa quantitative nga. Pwede na ka mag-random picking since parehara sa characteristics sa sa population. Dili kay nangita jud kag specific nga kuan kinang specific characters o sa katawo para kuan mo masabtan nimo maayo ang spread phenomenon.
Ano siya, identify a sampling strategy based on intent. So, intent siya. So, let's go to the types of purposeful sampling. So, we have the before data collection and after the data collection. So first, before the data collection, that is the maximal variation sampling. So, this is to develop many perspectives. For example, it's the different age groups, racial backgrounds, and different size. So, muna siya mga, kung nag-differ ba siya siyang characteristics or trait, basta na siya difference, magkuhan siya sa perspective sa uban. Next is extreme case sampling. So, study an outlier case or one that has extreme characteristic. So, this describes particularly troublesome or enlightening cases. For example, particularly cited by others. So, noticeable for success or failure. The next is the typical sampling. So, typical sampling is to describe what is typical to those unfamiliar with the case. So, study person or site that is typical, concerned with what is typical or normal, may find based on demographic data or survey data. So, example is the typical faculty member with long-term experience. So, next is the theory or concept sampling. So, this is to generate a theory or concept. So, this discovers concept within a theory. So, based on concept or theory expected to emerge. For example of this is the select sites to generate a theory of students' attitude toward online education. Homogeneous sampling. So, next is homogeneous sampling. So, these select sites are participants based on membership in a subgroup with different defined characteristics. All possesses similar traits or characteristics. Which are homogeneous, it means similar or siya. So, one, diba?
Isa ka sa defined characteristics.
Hetero, it means sagol. So, homogeneous. So, identify characteristics and find sites or individuals that possesses it. Example is all parents in school in parenting program. Then, before the data collection would be the critical sampling. So, individuals or sites represent central phenomenon grammatically. So, exceptional case, so learn about central phenomenon. So, example is study teenage violence in schools that experience a gun incident. Then let's proceed to the purposeful sampling after the data collection. So we have here the opportunistic sampling, which is to take advantage of unfolding events. Sample emerges through the research. So for example is pregnancy of individual leads to unique ability to understand central phenomenon. It take the opportunity ka sa imuhang mag-research ka rin. May opportunity or ability mo siya waiting para which is also relevant to the study.
Na-certain na situation na para nimo muna makalid sa imong ganahan ng outcome sa imong research. So, opportunistic sampling.
So, next is the snowball. Proceed after study begins because researchers may not know the best people to study. So, muna siya ito mag-ask the participants
Ratong kuan sa kinsay ito sa pampam may sir na itong mga kinsay yung mga naihan para
muna siya connection siya.
sorry for the term.
Birds of the same feathers flock together. Parang siya. And lastly would be the confirming and disconfirming sampling. So, follow up on specific cases to test or explore findings further. So, verify the accuracy of the findings. For example, learn that the party chairs act as member, confirm role by sampling those identified as good mentors. The next would be, what are the different purposeful sampling approaches for selecting and size? So we have the sample size or number of research size. Small for in-depth perspective, so a few individual, a few cases, so more or less 20 or more in some situations. So collecting and analyzing qualitative data takes time as what we said. qualitative data, dugay dito sa questions. Ginahanglan din siya, in-depth dito siya, hindi naman siya per-content na pwede na nimo makuha.
Kaya we need to, one, we will consider different na mga circumstances na maka-affect sa thinking sa katao.
So next would be the types of permission will be required to gain access to participants and sites. So we must seek institutional review board approval. So we must gain permission from the IRB or the International Review Board. So gain permission from gatekeepers of the research sites. So when we say gatekeepers, these are individuals at the sites who provide site access. They also help researchers locate and identify places to study. So gatekeepers may require written information about the project. Because of course, kung dili ka mahatag og information about sa project, kung saan pa pag-identify sa gatekeepers o sa ang mga tao nga imong subject study. So this, kailangan ng information about ano para mas makatabang sila. So next is seek determine whether reviewers are familiar with qualitative inquiry, develop detailed description of procedures, detail how you will protect anonymity, then discuss the need to respect the sites and minimize disruption. So, it also describes opportunities to reciprocate, develop detailed description of procedures, acknowledge you may adopt participants' belief, then specify power imbalances, detailed time requirement at the site, and provide the list of interview questions, which is very beneficial para po ma-inform po sila sa unsay basin na po yung mga ethical considerations in the questions na dili pwede sa exam anak sa mga questions.
For example, na kay nag-study ka ko kuan ka na about sa life sa usa ka tawo, di ko gaganan nga ma-expose ang iyang identity sa mga readers. Of course, for privacy ko, di ba? So it is very important to be anonymous sa if ikaw ay participant.
So, mabot na punta na sa ethical, ano sa
We will discuss that.
So next is the gatekeeper. So why their site was chosen, what type of resources are required, what will be accomplished at the site, what potential there is for your presence to be disruptive, then what individuals at the sites will gain from the study, and how will you use and report the study. Para na siya para sa gatekeepers ang ilang needed information kung sila ay nagpili,
Anong dito ka?
o kung sa mga type ng kuan,
Unsa may
kung sa beneficial sa imong study sa ila.
Ug unsa pa gilang mong benefit?
Based on Sage Research Method Foundation, the author's name will be Johnny and Arthur. So, gatekeepers are essential indicators for accessing study settings and participant within the social research. So, like what Sparta said, like they are going to assess the participants in the research. So, they may be the person within the organization who have the power to grant or withhold access to the people or situation during the research into the organization. Gatekeepers may also represent any individual or group of individuals who may be valuable for gaining access primarily due to their knowledge. So, same like siya as always, that we're going to access like so this is what based on the gatekeeper in qualitative research by Johnny and Andrew Arthur. So that's like the ordinary explanation of gatekeepers.
Next is, let's proceed to the what types of qualitative data will you collect.
So now, the types of qualitative data that we will collect and during the study is the observation, sa itong na-observe, interviews and questionnaires, documents, and audiovisual material. So, in table 7.1 forms of qualitative data collection, please locate. So, we can see there the forms of data collection, which are the observation type of data and definition of the type of data. So, in observation, we have field notes and drawings. And definition of it is a structured text data and pictures taken during the observation by the researcher. So So during siya, while ga-observe ka. And while the interview and questionnaire, the transcription, open-ended interview or open-ended questions and questionnaire, di ba? Usually kay maka-interview ta, like written, na pero interview nga mag-record ka, so dito na to i-transcribe. Like, kada yung, usa jud, kung usa ang na-record mo yun, walay kulang, walay gugang. So, ang structured text data obtained from transcribing audio recordings of interviewing or transcribing open-ended questions to responses to questions on questionnaires. Next is documents. Hand-recorded notes about the documents or optically scanned documents. So, for example, in public, notes from the meetings, example ng documents. And in private, maka-ask of journal, also records sa available researcher. Depende rin siya sa kung saan available. Pinauban, private and public. So, we as a researcher, really depends. And in audio-visual material, so the examples or the type of data are pictures, photographs, video, recording objects, and sounds. So audio-visual material consisting of images or sounds of people or pieces of recorded by the researcher or someone else. So klaro naman siya in a part. So next is what type of observation. The rule of observational rules. So an observation is the process of gathering first-hand information by observing people and places at that site. As I mentioned earlier, during math, sa study of observe. Next is observational rules. Participant observer. An observer rule adopted by researchers when they take part in activities in setting they observe. While the non-participant observer are an observer who visits a site and records notes without becoming involved in activities of the participant. So, ang participant observer, ma-involve siya, while the non-participant is di siya ma-involve. Kung ano siya? Observe.
And then, ano siya, participant observers, as part of the research one ka
Mapil siya.
Ikaw, as a researcher ka, apart ka sa ikaw ang researcher.
Ikaw
so,
may
participant observer ka, naka during sa observation. Well, non-participant observers, muna siya ang mga like guests, mo, sila rin, wala sila acting sa research, wala sila acting sa wala sila acting sa participants, wala sila acting sa research. Wala sila guests na imong i-invite for them to observe that during the study.
Para makita sila kung sa effect sa intervention.
Observation kay dili ka dyan siya primarily or basta
Pwede mabias ang observation.
Ang observation if ang researchers ra ang observe.
So, dapat siya ang invite.
Siya naman ang invite.
Blank slate ba kay para wala siya bias kay as a researcher ganun jud ka na unsang tong ganun outcome sa research mo jud na to ganun na makita
Pero kung
mas sara jud na yung outside opinion
magbalik ka sa situation, di ba? Magbalik ka sa situation.
pero human as we are going to biases man good so this is very important for us na
Very normal.
So observational rules can be changed.
Next is the process of observation. Observing. Sorry. Select a site that will help you understand the central phenomenon and obtain the required images to gain access to the site. Next is ace into the site slowly by looking around, getting a general sense of sight, and taking limited notes at least initially. Third, identify who and what to observe, when to observe, and how long to observe. Third, determine initially your rule as an observer.
So this is just an understandable process na siya observing. Next is
Conduct multiple observation over time to obtain the best understanding of the site and individuals. Design some means for recording notes during observation. Consider what information to record. Describe field notes, describe the events, activities of people. Reflective notes, record personal reflections that relate to their insights, hunches, or road things that emerge and remain unobstructed. What do you read? Obstruction.
unobtrusive.
Oh, sorry. Wing complete slowly and withdraw from the side.
So we have also an observational checklist, which have some, I will just read some. Please just follow up your notes. So first is did you gain permission to the study site, which is part of our process in data collection. Do you know the role as an observer? Do you have means of recording field notes such as an observational protocol? Will you take limited notes at first? So, did you thank your participants at the slide? So that are just some questions in the observational sections. Now let's proceed to the interviews, types of interviews, and open-ended questions and questions.
So, the types of interviews are one-on-one, so meaning the researcher and the participant. Then focus group, meaning maybe a small group with the participant on it since it is an interview. So that small group has the same characteristics.
Homogeneous.
Yes. It can be. Then through phone, because still it's liable kay tao man mo kasabia. Then web-based video and email. Then we have general open-ended questions that are asked to allow the participants to create options for responding. Then voice their experiences and perspective since qualitative data is it's based on social phenomenon. So it is very important for us to listen for the experiences of the participants, di ba? Kaya atong ingon na atong violence sa teams na nag-undergone o gone na sa skillahan. So it is very important for us to know kung sa trauma na nagtabuhan ni kung sa nagtabuhan. Kung biya mo biya na yung goal na kabalutag kung sa experiences sa mga bata nga nakasulay mo kanang shooting sa skillahan. Then, informed information is recorded, then transcribed for analysis. Sama sa giingon ni Juan Erica ganina na, of course, interviews, kailangan ng og proof na mo nito na-gather na data, word per word, sign per sign, sound per sound. So, para makaingon sila na, no bias. Raw judge. Then, interviews, conducting interviews ata. So, identify the interviewees, of course. Then, determine the type of interview you will use. So, depende ni mo, ganan ka, one-on-one. Siya lang one-on-one kay para mas maka-express sila pa kay samahan niyo natin lang na yung opinion. So, ma-affect ang mga po din ang ilang mga thinking. So, depende ni mo as a researcher. Then, record audio of the conversation na mag-transcribe. Then, type brief notes during the interview or mga key terms siguro, no? Then, locate a quiet and suitable place. Of course, kabalo tao, mag-interview ta rin. Langas kayo, may possibility nga bragma.
Wala ang quality. Dili ka po.
Okay, di ba? Like, depende ba nasa state of mind na to answer. Then, obtain consent from the interviewee to participate in the study. Of course, ang ato ang informed consent. Then, padayon na na siya. So, during the interview, have an interview plan using your interview protocol, but be flexible. Of course, important siya na mamimot ang flexible kay Thailand ba ang tawag ng din. Kasi kaniyang atong question kay para niya kay hindi ganing offensive. So, dapat siya mo integrate kind of words na. Of course, for example, kung ang tao na na-trauma, alam po mo, diretso tani, kasi nahitabok ni mo atong pakan. So, ato po siyang himo mag-process ba na? Kanang hinahinay, gani. If, for example, parihanan na, yung siya gito, kung sa'yo nahitabuan ni, what if hindi na siya, mukha siya sa state nga, hindi na siya tarong. It's very important for us to be flexible. Then, use probes to elicit more information. Hindi na ganina. Include possible probes to your interview protocol. Little by little, o kanang murag na yung mga key term na bisag imong ma-flexible ang imong interview, naradyo ko mga words, di ba? Then, use probes. Okay? Then, be courteous and professional when interview is over. Very, very important. Okay. Murag ma-invalidate po lang feel sa imong participant. So, ngayon ka, okay, bye. Di ba lang input? Yan lang for your samok biya nila. Okay?
Okay, bye.
So, this is very as for be grateful always. Wala kay nakuha ng preparation or kumadaghan maganda ko rin. We must always be grateful. Of course, they did their time for us.
Ibagaw man dili ka grateful sa sunod din na sila mo kuha.
Sometimes like for example, the cooking recipe. There are some people that is na ganahan nga ilukatong pas. One day, crucial din silang life.
Pero sakit, sensitive. As a researcher, we must be sensitive.
There was
giving NCRT.
Yes. So, ang next na part is sample probes which we can use. So, we will not discuss further this kind. Lain-lain man ang probes in different situation. So,
Sample
these are
of
just
sample.
examples.
Read it for your
Yes. And also we have the checklist for interviewing, which is, I think, standardized questions that would help us to navigate our way.
We should use the standard questionnaire.
Of course. Then documents, collecting documents. So first is identify types of documents that may be useful. And consider public and private documents. Obtain permission before using documents. Of course, to avoid lawsuits. Kay, of course, magamit-gamit ang document. Wala tayo harap. Ngayong permission. Basig maingon ang basig maingon kung kaniya na. Magamit-gamit ka sa akong kuhaan ka ng pursuit of knowledge. Yung programan. Ilin, magali ka artist man ang hit. Diba no? So, provide specific instruction. If we ask participants to keep a journal, examine for accuracy, completeness, and usefulness, and optically scan documents when possible.
So now we're going to have the audio materials, image or sound that help understand the central phenomenon. For example, photographs, videos, video record, digital image, paintings, drawing are more difficult. But so this audio-visual material is really hard to follow with time. We are just looking for the evidence ba. We don't know na wala nang ka-inch na kasi kuhaan ko siya.
Siya narrative.
Kasi narrative
Siya
ba.
narrative.
Atong
Pero
nakita
depende
kay
po
kuhaan man.
yung audiovisual if ang ating participant mosugot nga kung ano, magpa-picture or magpa-video.
I think this is collecting the data is one siya like mga pictures na na-capture sa katawan ba.
With
Sa
central
incident ba, for
phenomenon.
example na shooting incident ay naka-video ba. Mo din yung
What can you say about this worship?
It is really based on your perspective towards what you see.
So, next will be so, determine what material can provide evidence to address your research question. Determine what visual material is available and obtain permission to use.
Usually ask permission.
So, permission is always important in every case. Some cases is dili man ato ang
Nakan kuyawan nila lang ano.
Ganaw na ito.
And of course, if pwede ba ka makasuhan if magamit mo video ka og tawo na wala ka balo nga napagaw man dili niya consent ang video, so pwede ka matingkag goal friend.
So,
No.
Accuracy.
check the accuracy and authenticity of the materials if you do not record it yourself. So this kanigit siya
Some are edited.
edited with siya. Like imo sang i-investigate kung nahitabo ba gid ni or kuan. Okay. Right, kanang sa panahon karon there are some editing na murag ta tinuod na. For example, nagama si Kylie na pilitarong i-edit na kung ano i-edit ka. It's like kuha na siya ba katuruhan ng brag na malipat na muna sa review. So that's why we need to investigate more before we need to observe the video first before we
Next is what procedures will be used to record the data. So we have two protocols. We have two protocols. That is interview protocol and the observational protocol. So using interview protocol, so instructions for the process of the interview, the questions to be asked. So the interview protocol must have this, with the instruction, the questions to be asked, possible probes associated with the questions. Of course, mag-ano man ta, dito mga further, pwede pa na ito ma-breakdown ang ilahang mga answers. Then, space to take notes on response from the interviewees. Your recordings is not, hindi na ito magsalig sa recording, but instead, dapat natin, masay ako kung nakuha sa. The next is the header, essential information about the interview, such as the purpose, reminder to obtain consent, and record. So we have the open-ended questions, we have the icebreaker, questions that addresses major research questions, the prompts to clarify and elaborate. Then include allot space between each questions for notes. Kaya mo siya pinaka-important kasi main key answer sa imuhang ipangutana. Then closing comments, thank the participants, which is very important. So we have example, interview protocol, just see in your notes. Muna siya ang example. Project, type interview, the date, place, interviewer, interviewee, position. Then we have the questions, which is very important. Then, let's go to the observational protocol. So used for taking field notes during an observation. So in the header, record information about the time, place, setting, and your observational role. Of course, dapat makabalik sa taana. Divide the rest of the protocol into 2 columns. The left would be the record descriptive notes about the activities at the site. Then the right column would be the record reflective notes about the team, scope, and personal experience at the site. So include a sketch of the site. Then, that would be for the education, observational protocol. So it's more on observation. Ikaw dyan ang nag-observe sa ibuhang research. Then, the field and ethical issues needed to be anticipated. So we have the field issues, sufficient access to the sites for data collection. So we must have sufficient time for data collection, limited initial collection to one or two observations or interviews. So time needed is to establish a substantial database. So we have the observational role, building report with participants, of course, obtaining permissions to use documents and audiovisual. So of course, before we use those informations, we must have the permission. Permission is really very important. And every research that we are going to do, it might be qualitative, quantitative, or other kind of researches. Then, we have the ethical issues to be considered. So, informing participants of the purpose, of course, we must tell sa participant kung sa umuhang sa ilahang mag-input ka ng research. Refraining from deceptive practices like murang waton lang nani sa gilid ko din ating participant, then sharing your role as a researcher, which is very important for them to understand why their information will be very needed for them. Para makasabot sila nga, needed yun ay nila nga mo answer nga, aday mo lang answer kay their answer would be, it will reflect to your research, and which is, your research will be very beneficial for them also. Then, being respectful at the research sites, because of course, we have different kinds of environments. So, before we go to the research site, dapat kabalo yung kaun sa ilahang the way silang mabuhay nila, or kung sa ilang mga characteristics, for them to not misunderstand you, dili ko kang makasayop sa ilang kasi pagbuhatan ito. Just to lessen misunderstanding between you and the research environment and the research. So let's go back since we have so ethical issues, informing participants of the purpose, as I said earlier, refraining from deceptive practices, sharing your role as researchers, being respectful at the rate of the research time, then giving back or reciprocity, then using ethical interview practices, which is very important. If that, your words in the interview must be, you must be sensitive enough. If it's a interview and the words must be, but ako siya, ito na, and parang ka-level ako sa understanding sa mga interview, retaining confidentiality as what I said, na dapat kung sa interview mo, original siya, within the interview, then collaboration with the participants, which is very important. Kaya to, kung di ka makipag-collaborate with, might lead to, imong research ay, ilahang answers kay dili siya once in imong research. The next would be revisiting the mother's trust in principal qualitative study. So wrote the plan of conducting a qualitative case study, provide a justification for the use of qualitative case study approach to understand processes across many cases, discuss purpose for something as novel something to recruit heterogeneous sample, which is like lacking na, then aware of field issues that I said. Then, revisiting the mother's trust in principal qualitative study. So, when they wrote plan of conducting qualitative case study, provide justification for the use of the qualitative case study approach to understand processes across many cases, discuss purpose most of the novel something to recruit heterogeneous sample, aware of field issues and small samples and face-to-face interview and provide topics of the questions. So that would be all for the chapter 7, the collection of qualitative